Just waiting for YouTube. My channel. My channel. All right, that's muted. It's going. So let me minimize this. We are going to share screen. Let me bring that up one moment. Here it is. Before I go into that, I want to have a little bit of a discussion. Okay, first and foremost, let's talk about the software, where he's at, where it's at, and how soon do we get that email. Number one, the software is complete. He has to fix the gift card part. It glitched really hard today, so he's fixing that as we speak. As a matter of fact, I just got done texting with him. I thought we would be done, but he's still finishing up the errors that came up. And I'm kind of glad it did, because it's going to give me an opportunity to do some more clarity. I want to make sure that everybody's on the same page. There's no extra pages, to which brings me to the first point. Now, we have discussed and talked about these LLCs at length, and then we brought in an extra page of LLC, which is the Wyoming thing. What I want to do is squash all conversation about that. Number one, it's an expense up front. Number two, it's great. I'm all for it. But what it did, there were some new people on the call listening. They weren't introduced, but they were listening to that Wednesday call, and they are completely confused. They don't know which way to go because of that conversation. So going forward, we're only going to speak about the two LLCs that will be acquired off of irs.gov, period. Now, if we want to go into different variations, different things, we can talk about it at a later date, but not on the recorded call, so that that's not being put across and confusing people. It's already enough to get everything down. We don't want to add extra things with extra fees involved. I do appreciate it being brought up, but it caused confusion. I'm trying to get rid of confusion. So going forward, irs.gov, 10-minute process, you have an EIN. Now, while I'm talking about that, I need you to understand that the EIN is just to sign up that position and get it going. You don't have to have a bank account with it. You don't have to have it registered. You don't have to have anything but the EIN, because that's what's required to create that business position. Period. End of conversation. Period. Once you have acquired some revenue, resources, whatever you want to call it, then you take one bite at a time. You take that EIN in your state and have it register. Whatever you need to do to register an EIN, go ahead and do it, because you have the resources to do it with. Once you have the EIN registered with the state, then you go open a bank account with it. Once you open your bank account with that, you go back to the website and change all of the banking and billing information to that EIN's bank account information, period. No extras. That's it. That could take, I don't know, let's call it a month. Give yourself a month to get some resources up and going, and then take one bite at a time. Okay? That is what I introduced first. Then we got this other thing introduced and it caused a problem. Now, I'm not against it by all means. If you want to do that route, do that route. But I do recommend that everyone do the free route first, just to establish the account and then register afterwards. I hope that's clear. Now, let's move on. Like I said, there's a lot to cover tonight. As far as the intricate parts of a promise delivered, what happens per grade, what you are expected to do, what you need to participate. Now, we've discussed this at length as well. There's 4 items. A smartphone, and like I said, I had to change from saying cell phone to smartphone. It has to be a smartphone because a cell phone, a regular cell phone, can't do some of the things that a smartphone can. So you have to make that distinction. All right? A smartphone is actually capable of doing all 4 things because you can do them all on a smartphone. You can get a wallet, you can get a crypto debit card, Web3, which you can bring up on the screen of your phone, and you can put a cold storage device on the phone. You can actually do it. I wouldn't, but you can. It is possible. So when we say there's 4 things that you need to participate, you don't have to have all 4 of them the day you join. You do not. Okay? The back office will hold on to whatever's there. If you're not shopping with it, whatever's left is going to sit there until you get what you need, the crypto debit card, the wallet, the cold storage device. Okay? Do you have to have all 4 right now? No, you do not. I want that clear. You do not have to have all 4 items the day you sign up. 1 or 2 is fine. The rest you can get when you have the resources. I'm trying to keep this as affordable as possible. Some have to, the join outlay is $175, the others is $200. It's a lot considering what's going on in the economy right now. $200 laying out is a good piece of change. So I want to try to keep it affordable. Let the systems do what they do so that you can go get the things you need to get. Okay? So I hope that's clear. Now let's talk about the intricate movement of each grade. What happens? First of all, when you join, you're in the first grade. Okay? When you move to the next one, the only difference is what the resources are, the royalties, and the products that are available at that grade. Third grade, same thing. Different product line, different product list, and a different value. Okay? Royalty. Fourth grade, this is where we put the brakes on. We put the brakes on simply because I need to explain some things that happen on 4th grade. I'm going to go slow, and hopefully you catch it. Try to visualize what I'm saying. Sometimes if you see a picture, it's easier to catch. That's like turning a video player on in your head. When you get to the 4th grade, the first time you get there, the gift card to which he's working on as we speak will say $398. Yes, it'll say dollars because Team Royal only accepts dollars. Now, again, I'm going to go slow. Why is it $398? $249 for the business position. $149 for the outside membership that qualifies the business to receive. I'll say it again. $249 for the business position, $149 for the outside membership that qualifies the business to receive. What does the business also need? 3 people or 3 positions under it, right? So 3 positions under it, the business position, the outside membership. Okay? That scenario starts that business receiving. That's what a promise delivered does for you. Now, what is the monthly obligation for those 2 positions? $149 for the business, $149 for the outside membership. $300 a month is required for that scenario. I'm calling it a scenario because it's 2 positions with 3 people. Don't worry about the 3 positions below. Just those 2 positions is a $300 monthly obligation. Now, I'm going to pause there for a minute, and I want you to remember something. You're in a promise delivered, and it is generating royalties all day, every day. The $300 that is required to keep these 2 positions will come from royalties over here in a promise delivered. There's enough there to pay for that. Once we start moving and 3 go under 3 and go under 3, then that position, that business position, will start to receive daily. Starts at $5 and works its way up. Once you have enough people in your network below you, not directly to you, but below you, then you start to acquire more and more daily. Eventually, that position will then be able to take care of itself. It's self-funded. Because each time 3 go in under you somewhere in the network, you increase your daily income, your daily payment. Okay? When you go back to the 4th grade, the second time, you're going to repeat that process. These 2 business positions are either going to be your first name, under your name, the first one, and the second one can be under an LLC. So you really only need 1 LLC coming through the door. First time person. Those of you that are up here in the Jumpstart, that conversation will no longer be held. You know what to do. So if I stop talking about what the Jumpstart positions need to do, there will be no confusion because we're only talking about 1 LLC, unless the person doesn't want their name on another business or on a business, then they would get 2 LLCs. 1 to cover 1 and 1 to cover the second time you go through. Same thing, $398, you will purchase the business position and then you will purchase the outside membership. That's all you have to do. You're going to do this twice and there's no more signing up. You're all signed up for everything you need to sign up for. So all this extra confusion about signing up and getting LLCs and trusts and all, stop it. Just stop. You only need 2 positions. You're going to get 2 of them from a promise delivered. It's going to make sure you have 2 vetted, fully serviceable positions that you will receive on both. Okay? That's 2 incomes right there. Now, let's move on to the 3rd time you come back to the 4th grade. 3rd time you come back to the 4th grade, you subscribe to a promise delivered. It's a subscription payment. Everyone has to subscribe. There's no exceptions. Everyone. Okay? The fourth time you come back to the fourth grade, there is a donation of 4 amounts. You choose one of them. Now, something I have to add in is for those, we talked about a promise delivered being too much for senior citizens that are not technically inclined. And I understand, trust me. We don't want to force somebody into doing something they're not comfortable doing. It's not fair. It's going to cause a lot of stress and unnecessary grief to do that. So I'm making a provision for those who do not want to go into a promise delivered. They can just join Team Royal. But I still want to give them the option for the 398. Okay? So the 398 would come from the bread basket. A person would apply for it, and on the donation spot, when you go back the fourth time for that donation, the 398 has to be replaced. No exceptions. So if you get a helping hand to get in once or twice, that 398 has to be returned in full back to the bread basket, not to me. So don't send it to me. The bread basket will have Cash App, it'll have Zelle, it'll have every way that you need to send it back to it, and the receipt. In the remarks, because it'll be a business position, it's not going to be a personal. You can put the remarks in there then. You would just simply say repayment of the advance, period. No extra, no dates, times, names, just repayment of the advanced amount of $398. You send it back to the bread basket. That's for those who don't want to do the cryptocurrency. I notice a lot. Don't want to do the wallets and banks and all this. With Team Royal, you take your positions, 2 of them, and you sit back. There's nothing to do but receive those payments. All right? So I want to make sure that that is clear. Some of you may not want to go into a promise delivered because it might be overwhelming. I understand. So that provision will be made and made available once we start. Now, all of what I just said is pretty much already laid out. I just have to add in the provision for those who don't want to go into a promise delivered so that that 398 can be made available on a gift card on the 4th grade. It'll pretty much be the same. It'll just show up for those who decide to go that route. All right? So that's that. The last thing that I wanted to touch on for clarity is the payment to get in. Starting out, because I don't have all the bells and whistles, it's going to be debit card, credit card, Zelle, and that's it for right now. I'm going to try to get Stripe, which is credit card, debit card. That's it. That's where the credit card, debit card is coming from. Eventually, we'll have XRP that you'll be able to use to enter. And I do believe I'm going to look at other coins, but they have to have a true value before I'll accept them. Let's see. I think that's it for the clarity part. Now, before I go into these documents, we're probably going to wind up doing 2 Q&As. I want to give you the opportunity to ask questions. So all you have to do is raise your hand on what I just covered. What I just covered, not anything else, only what I just covered. Susan? I think I made it so you can unmute, or did I miss it?
I unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you have to speak up just a little bit, please.
Okay. Yes. For the going into Team Royal, there are only two opportunities. Once the two opportunities are exhausted, then the breadbasket situation is the only thing that has to be done, excuse me, to pay back that $300+ Or later on, will there be opportunity to get into Team Royal? Pardon me.
Okay, so fourth grade will always have these options available. It'll always be there because I want to make sure that we are offering it to everybody in the United States. It's only domestic. It's not international. So let's just say that people want to get some more education on cryptocurrency first,
Yes.
but still want to, participate with everything else. By all means, it'll be there. When you get ready, you just click it and it'll put you in. You'll go through the process and you're in.
Great. Thank you. I am glad about that.
Absolutely. I understand because like I said, I'm dealing with, all groups, all ages, and everybody. And this, it was brought to my attention that I have to realize just because I'm advanced slightly, I always think that everybody else is too. And I know for a fact cryptocurrency and all these wallets and debit cards and banks is a little bit daunting, but it's not impossible. You just have to take it at your own speed. That's why I'm not going to force everybody into a promise delivered and make you, force you to learn it. You're not going to get it like that. You have to be comfortable. You have to see other people doing it. And then they talking about, okay, well, I just clicked this, that, and the other, and it was in my bank. Or I went to the store, I put the card up to the thing and went beep, and I walked out. But before I did that, I moved over, that kind of conversation. And that's going to happen.
Thank you. Very thoughtful. Appreciate that.
Absolutely. All right. Marcia,
Hello.
hello.
I just had like a couple questions. What moves you to the third and fourth grade? Is it something particular you have to do, or it just automatically moves you?
It moves.
Okay. And if your name is used in Team Royal, you cannot use it for APD. You have to have two LLCs, correct?
Right. So if it was used once, you can only use your name once, and then the next position has to be something else. Now, I'm not even going to confuse it. I'm just going to leave it like that. The next position
Okay.
has to be an LLC and then another LLC. This way we stay safe.
Okay, just wanted to clarify.
Yep. There's other
Okay.
ways, but I don't want to do it because it'll confuse everybody on the phone.
Well, yeah, let's not do that because I
Nope.
don't want to be confused along with everybody else too.
Right. Let's keep it
Thank
simple.
you.
Keep it moving.
Okay.
Good. I thought you said you had three questions.
No, I had two. So it was how we move between the second and third grade, and you said it automatically moves you. So that I didn't know there was something particular that we had to do to move between those grades.
Nope. Stay alive.
Well, preferably, God's will, I will.
All right now. Okay, Dan,
Thank you.
you're
Yeah,
welcome.
my tabel, the MRI,
Team Royal?
believe $1.94 short. just so people are aware that they might have to come out of their pocket a couple of dollars.
Well, not really. It'll just use the whole 400 because fourth grade is 400.
Oh, okay. Because I thought you said that the gift card was $398.
Well, the gift card is fourth grade. Fourth grade is 400. 398 is over there with Team Royal, the two positions.
It's actually $399.94 for those two
Okay.
positions.
400.
Yeah.
It'll cover it.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Let's see. Karen,
Yes, good evening, Montalvo. How are you?
blessed and highly favored.
Good. Same here. You may have answered the question, but I'll ask anyway. I was going to ask, when you get to the fourth grade, the fifth time, would the options be there to donate?
Yep,
All
it'll
right.
be there indefinitely.
And as far as paying the subscription each month for A Promise Delivered, the $175, would that? Hello?
Hold on. Somebody unmuted. Started going. Yeah, then once you set that subscription up, it's just going to pull it for whatever card you put in there. Just like Team Royal.
Oh, all right. So I was going to ask, so it's already, I just have to set it up to be
Yep.
scheduled to, oh, perfect. All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Marguerite.
Sorry, unmuted. Montalvo, just a question. Will the system know that we're international and when we get to level 4 and not give us a voucher? Will it be a straight 400?
Yeah, it'll just do the 400. You'll be you know, on that level or that grade. It'll be the 400 and it'll be all the products and services or whatever for that same value. Remember, we are shopping, y'all. So don't just withdraw. Buy
No.
some.
So being I'm so far away, I probably won't buy a lot because it's going to cost an arm and a leg to ship things, but I will
Right.
definitely buy things. There must be some things on there that don't need shipping, maybe some online things, maybe?
Well, that'll be available as well. We may even create something special for that, but again, by it being crypto, it can just be withdrawn for internationals because we don't have an international product at the moment.
Right. Okay.
Plan on getting something international that is, you know, available for everybody. Could be a medical series for the tapping that I do. The whole series, you know, there's enough for me to do what I need to do for that.
Okay. And I had another one too. What was it? Oh, when we have a donation or a subscription to APD in our level 4, what card does that come out of? Could it come out of a crypto debit card or?
Yep.
Because so you can put any card you like in there for that to come out of.
Right. By the time we get into the subscription, which should be right away, like I said,
Right.
XRP will be accepted. There's a couple different coins. I'll get them up. I'll get them together once I talk to him to see what's going on with this card thing. And then
Right.
it'll be on the website what is accepted. You just use that.
It'll be quite obvious to us. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Right.
it'll be.
Thank you, Montalvo.
You're welcome. All right, let me grab the next and last one. Looks like Dan again.
Yeah, a couple of questions, Montalvo. When we initially subscribe with A Promise Delivered, can we use a Discover card?
Yes, it's going to pull it from there every month. Whatever card you put in there, it's going to pull it every month.
Okay, and then also on Promise Delivered, we don't send you the URL, do we?
No, you're gonna request it, and then you'll be speaking to one of the callers, and then we'll go through it. Like the first 75, I'm gonna be doing with the callers all on the phone, so I'm gonna invite you to a call. We'll do the process, and that's how we're gonna do it until they feel comfortable to take over, and then they take over from that point forward.
Okay, then my last question is on the Team Royal, the initial one on the first time around on grade 4, we of course send you the URL, and we also do for the second time around with the business LLC. But what I'm asking is, do we put social security numbers on those accounts?
You have to put your name and social on every account you create. If these are LLCs, you're also going to put the business name and the EIN, but the top is going to be your name and your social. They need to know who it belongs to.
Oh, so even on the business account LLC, we have our own personal name as well.
Yes, yes,
And is
sir.
there a place on there for our business name?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so our
You'll see it.
business name and then our business Gmail.
EIN
Yeah,
and Gmail, yes.
okay. And then the last thing, on those 2 outside positions, you don't need social security numbers or anything like that.
Nope.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Like Jillian said, just think of the outside position as a customer. That's it. A customer comes, they do their shopping, and then they go home. The only difference is they're using your website to do the stuff in the back office. That's it. They don't pay for anything outside of what they do in the back office, because some of it does cost, but they're not paying for that monthly for that outside position. You're going to maintain the payment of that, because that's what qualifies. Now, please listen. The outside membership qualifies you to receive. If you don't have it, you don't receive. So we don't put that outside membership in someone else's hand to take care of that monthly, because they're only going to do it for as long as they're using it, and they're going to throw it away. You receive nothing. So you're gonna retain that part of it, but they can use the website itself. Toronto?
Good evening.
Good evening.
What happens at level 6 and 7?
What happens?
What happens? Is there any other donations or anything that's required after that?
Nope. After 4, there's only one donation spot, and that's 4th grade. The rest is yours.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Valon.
Hey, Montalvo. For those people that don't want to join APD, but they want to join Team Royal through the bread basket, what's the process for that again? Do they have to fill out a form?
Oh, yeah, there's a form. I need to keep up with who got it, when they got it. So there would be a form they fill out. And then again, it would be for them to satisfy that when the 3rd time around, or if they're not joining, as soon as they can, so that that obligation is taken care of. If they don't take care of it, they're removed immediately and banned.
And as far as getting the gift card for that, so you would just send them a gift card directly from the bread basket?
Yeah, I have to wait and see what he's doing with the gift cards first before I can answer that question.
Okay. Gotcha.
But we will cover it before we launch.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It may just pop up on that 4th grade for everybody. You either use it or you don't. You could purchase your product, you can do your subscription, or you can, do one of the things that happen on the 4th grade, or help somebody in, or, they could use it for the bread basket, or purchasing the $3.98. But that's someone who's in a Promise Delivered. So they wouldn't be doing the breadbasket. Someone who doesn't want to join a Promise Delivered would have to request a gift card to enter. Or like I say, it may just pop up anyway. I'll see what he's going to do with it. Good?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Charlie.
So, good afternoon. I have a question about you mentioned we go to the fourth grade the second time.
Mhm.
Does that mean we go 1 through 12 and then we start 1 again to get back to fourth?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay, well.
There you go. Don't worry about that part. Don't do it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you. Almost got you, didn't I?
Almost. Almost.
All right. Thank you, sir. Have a good
You're
evening. Okay.
Curtis,
Hey, how's it going, Matavo?
it's going good. It's going good. We're
All
almost-
right. Yeah, we still able to use trust correctly or not?
Trust wallet?
No.
Oh, trust for the, yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yep. This will be the last one, and we're going to go ahead and do the rest. There's 5 documents I have to read and make sure all of you get it. iPhone.
Yeah, good evening, Montava.
Good evening.
Oh yeah, you had mentioned before about the members, not the membership, the 2 positions in Team Royal.
Mhm.
Okay, you mentioned separate phone numbers and you mentioned separate phones. Is that still a necessity?
No, actually, you can use the same phone number. The only thing that has to be different is the email address, because that's how they separate the accounts. So each membership, each business position, all have to have their own email address. So that's
Okay.
one email address.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, you had mentioned the phones before. Okay.
Yeah, that was before. They don't care about the phone.
Okay, fantastic.
Yep. So
All
that
right.
going to go get those phones and all that, not needed.
Good, fantastic. Thank you, sir.
You're so welcome. All right. Let's see here. Rhonda.
Can you hear me, Montavo?
Yes.
Okay, I'm at work in test spot here. I missed most of the call, and I don't know if you addressed this at the beginning or not, if when the time comes that we're paying for APD, and that be done with a credit card or debit
Hold
card.
on. The phone's breaking. Try one more time.
I'm asking because I'm going to be paying for somebody, that's why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just going to pull it every time you put it through there. So I'm glad you said that. Let's talk about that for a second. Depending on the bank, if they see a charge, right, you put it through and you charge it and it goes through. And then 10 minutes later, or the next couple of minutes, I don't know when you're going to put these people in, or person, whatever, you put it through again and the bank sees the same charge. A lot of times they'll say, timeout, shut that off, no go. You may have to call the bank and say, this is me, I'm making another purchase, because they look at repeat purchases online and they will shut down an account, not close it, but they will do that fraud protection thing and you got to call in and all that. So be careful paying for others Don't do it back to back. That's
Okay, and I apologize, because my phone lost connection, so I'll listen to the recording, catch what you said. But my question too, so I heard you talking about the card staying in the back office. I think you were probably talking about Team Royal. But if I use a card for somebody else, will my card stay in the back office, or can I just pay it and then the rest of the time it's up to them?
yeah, Team Royal. Now, when you purchase that, it's going to pull that 150 off of the card you use. Now, once
Yeah, what about E?
they would just update their own card in there, and it'll take it from there.
That's what I'm talking about, not Team Royal, APD.
APD, the only thing that I would see with that is the bank would see multiple charges for the same thing online, which would make them close or shut the account until you call them. Maybe. PNC will do that in a heartbeat. I don't know who you bank with.
Chase.
Okay, I don't have Chase. I don't know how they are with online purchases, multiples. All I can say is try it. If it kicks it out, you just have to call in there and tell them it's you making another purchase.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, Michael. Michael B. Michael. Geronimo.
Oh, I thought I lowered my hand.
Okay, no problem. All right, I want to get these documents done because there's 5 of them and it's already 8:45. So I hope what we just discussed got rid of a lot of the confusion. Geronimo?
No question. I thought I loaded my hand. No question.
Michael?
Just a quick question. Are you recording this?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't see the thing go across the top, so I want to make sure. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. All right, let's go ahead and get these documents. Now I'm going to bring them up and try to make sure they're big enough for everybody to see. I only need one person to click and say, yes, you can see it. All right, so let me share screen. And we're going to start out with the main one. Give it a minute to pop in there. It should be in.
You can see it.
Thank you. All right, I'm actually going to read these so that there's no question about it. I want you to ask if you don't understand what I just read. These, like I said, were written with myself and my attorney together. So they're legal documents. You'll notice the title, No Refund Policy. There is no date because we haven't launched yet. But before you get this, trust me, it will have everything that's in brackets in there. No refund policy. The date will be the date that I have the software and I can start loading the 75. That could be tomorrow, could be Friday. I'm not sure, but I have to see where we're at with it. But he is finished. Thank you for choosing A Promise Delivered. We appreciate your business and strive to provide the best service possible. This no refund policy outlines the terms and conditions under which we do not offer refunds for purchases made from A Promise Delivered and any entry fees. Okay? That covers everything A Promise Delivered, pretty much. Scope. This policy applies to all products, services offered by A Promise Delivered, including but not limited to entry fee. and administrative fees, products and or services, loss of bonuses. Now I want to touch on loss of bonuses. There's a reason why it's in here. Okay, there's a reason why it's in here, and the reason why I said you have to have a good email address. We've already discussed that A Promise Delivered is going to email you on a periodic basis, not every day, not every week, but it's going to send an email. You will have a time stamp on it. You'll have 24 hours to answer the email. There's bonuses in there. Now you see why I say the things I do? You missed that bonus, it's gone. So don't ask for, give me I didn't get a chance, or I was cutting my dog's hair. You have 24 hours to answer that email. After 24 hours, it's gone, period. No refunds. No, let me do this over again. No, once it's gone, it's gone. Number 3, no refunds. All sales are final. We do not offer refunds for any products or services purchased from A Promise Delivered, except as required by law. By making a purchase, you agree to these terms. Now, I have to break this down. Every state is different. When you buy something online, you do have a specific time to put in a request or say, I don't want it. It has to come with legal documentation from your state that shows that you have the option for a refund. Otherwise, don't bother. Okay? These purchases, these fees, and everything that you're doing goes into the system so that you have what it's going to put out. If everybody comes in and say, oh, well, this is too hard, I don't want to do it, you're messing up. By the time you decide that, there's 50 people behind you. You're messing 50 people up by pulling money out. So this is why I'm making it real clear which direction you want to do. If you want to do A Promise Delivered and deal with the cryptocurrencies and learning these new things, fine. Come on in. But don't get in and 2 days later or a week later, oh, this is too hard, I want to quit. Nope. You can quit. Bye. I'll pull your account. But those fees that you paid to get in stay with A Promise Delivered. Exceptions. Refunds may be granted under the following exceptional circumstances. Service not delivered. You're going to get that day one. So that's a non-void. Legal requirements. If applicable law mandates a refund, we will comply with the relevant legal requirements. That's the documents I just talked about. So you have to go to your state, get the thing that says that I have to give a refund or this or that. Show me that, you can have it back. And you'll be banded for life. Contact us. If you have any questions about the no refund policy or believe you qualify for an exception, please contact customer service team at apromisedelivered@gmail.com, 667-319-9276. And you know who's going to answer that question, that call. Our team will review the request and respond within 3 business days. Changes to the policy. A Promise Delivered reserves the right to modify this no refund policy at any time. Any changes will be effective immediately upon posting the updated policy on the website. So I'll put it up. If something gets changed in any of these policies, it'll be posted. We encourage you to review this policy periodically for any updates. It'll be on the website. Once you've signed it, I have a signed copy from each person, then you'll be able to see it or it'll be on the website. Agreement. By making a purchase from A Promise Delivered, you acknowledge that you have read, understood, and agreed to this no refund policy. I want you to read that yourself one more time. By making a purchase from A Promise Delivered, you acknowledge you have read, understood, and agreed to this no refund policy. Governing law. This policy shall be governed by the constructed in accordance with the laws of Maryland. So all of these laws, the purchase, no refund, lemon law, and all that stuff that's here in Maryland apply to this policy. And trust me, she is very good with what she does. Let's not get on the wrong side of her. A Promise Delivered website, apromisedeliveredllc.com. Date. Of course, this is when I wrote it. That's going to change. All right. That's the no refund policy. Is there any questions on the no refund policy? Amy?
Yes, I was wondering, since you said that we're going to be doing the, excuse me, the products some of them are like from big box stores. Say if we get something that's defective or the wrong size or whatever, we can still go to that big box store and get it, right?
Right.
Okay.
So when you get it, it'll have all of its stuff in there. So all we are is a middleman to give you the option to go get it. Once you get it from the big box, then they handle all the in particulars. Okay. But if you use, let's say you're on 4th grade and you buy a $400 laptop, right? You use the royalties to go get it, and big box says, okay, here, and they drop it on the front porch and break it. Then big box needs to replace that computer, not A Promise Delivered. Right. Yeah, just reiterating what you said, just to make it clear, a little bit easier.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Gail? Gail?
Sorry about that. I had not unmuted. How are you?
Blessed.
Good, good. Same here. Okay, the refund policy referred to services could not be refunded since actual members will be providing products. If a product from a member is not up to par, should we contact the user contact information?
Yeah, each person or each member, participant, whatever you want to call it, puts something on the website. Just like the big box, when they send it to you, it's between you and them. So you would
contact information?
Yes, everybody who's going to have any product on A Promise Delivered is going to have contact information in case, like you said, there's a problem, it gets broke or whatever.
Right.
Okay, so that's part of them providing all of the necessary documents when they send it over. On top of, can they keep up with, 6,000 people asking for this thing?
Right. Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. So basically, we become immune or mute to any of the transactions. We just handle the transaction, and you get your product from whoever is sending it to you. If there's a problem, you contact them. All right. That's the refund policy. Any more questions before I go to the next one? We got 4 more to go. Any more questions? Okay, let me get the next one. That was that one. Okay, next one is here, share. Let's go. Okay, give it a chance to get in. 3, there it goes. All right. Now I need to go over this one in just a little bit more detail because it is such a traumatic thing. Notice of death agreement for participants. Now, we all know that there are people out here, unfortunately, I'm not saying any of you, but there are people that like to take advantage of any opportunity possible, especially with the numbers that are acquainted with a promise delivered. It will bring out the worst in some people. The death agreement works like this. This notice of death agreement is entered into on the date that we launched by and between a promise delivered, hereinafter referred to as the organization. All right. And the undersigned party hereinafter is referred as the participant, okay, or legal representative. Now, this document is going to get some upgrading so that it has the beneficiaries. I don't think it's on this one. I got 3 copies of this thing. Purpose, notification, the participant or their legal representative, that would be the beneficiary, agrees to notify the organization, a promise delivered, promptly. The word promptly is serious right here. You have, I think it's 14 business days. I think it's 7, but I think I told her I want to give you at least 2 weeks. Sometimes people have to grieve and get through things. So 14 days, I need some kind of notification, period. In the event of the participant passing or incapacitation. They don't always have to leave here. They could have a stroke and they're just, not there no more. Contact information, contact details, the participant or their legal representative, which I'm going to require both on this document, and you both have to sign it. So for those of you that may or may not have a beneficiary, you gotta find somebody, okay? Because you can't do it if you're not here, or if you're incapacitated to the point where you can't say yes, no, whatever, movie lip. If you can't do anything, then you're no longer here. Someone has to be responsible for you, either sending you home or the upkeep in the hospital if you want to keep a vegetable. Me personally, let me go, but that's my decision. Legal representative shall provide the organization, a promise delivered, with an up-to-date contact information. Where do you live, phone number, email address, how do I get a hold of you, or your uncle, your aunt, whatever, including but not limited to their current, and I say that like that for a reason. People use, like we was talking about earlier, burner phones because they don't want nobody calling them on their regular phone. So they'll put in a burner and they leave it in a drawer somewhere and don't even carry it. I need a current phone number and email address so that we can communicate. Notification process. Prompt. See it again? Notification. In the event of the participant passing or incapacitation, the participant or their legal representative shall promptly, see it again, notify the organization by contacting, it'll be me, or Ms. Cole, which is the exec on a promise delivered. Their information will be available to you. Documentation. The participant or their legal representative may be required, not may, they will be required to provide documentation such as death certificate or other legal valid documentation to verify the situation. Why do I need that? Well, number one, the position that participant holds has to be physically, that means I have to put my hands on the computer and remove them from the system. It's not a click a button and they're gone. No, it's a little bit more entailed because, again, a promise delivered is different. It is not like the stuff on the internet, okay? So I need these documentations because once I pull a person, they're done. They're done. They will remain to finish out, and then once they finish out, let's say that something happens 5th grade. I'm going to allow it to go to the 12th grade, and then it'll be terminated. Those funds or whatever is acquired in that position will be sent directly to the family to help put you away or feed you or whatever is needed, if that is needed. That's why I need to know the situation, to verify the situation right here. Because like I said, it's not always death. It could be incapacitation where you can't talk, you can't move, you're just a vegetable. And to me, you're dead. You're just a living dead. That's my opinion. Use of information. All right. Confidentiality. The information provided in the notification process shall be treated as confidential and used solely for the purpose of facilitating the appropriate handling of the situation. Basically, I'm saying when you send it in, it's not going to go through the entire company of people looking at who passed on and all that good stuff. It goes directly to me or to the VP. There's only two people, and they're related. Okay? Compliance with law. Believe it or not, there is laws that you have to be in compliance with. Compliance obligations. The participant or legal representative agrees to comply with all applicable state and federal laws and regulations related to the notification of death or incapacitation. There's huge ramifications if this isn't handled properly. All on me. And the participant, this is what I said, money changes people. Hopefully we're not dealing with that kind of situation, but when they find out what the numbers are that you have in your account, whatever, they might want to kind of keep it going and not say nothing. That's when you start to violate. And that's the regulations that would be violated by the legal representative. This person right here, whoever you put as the legal representative of your affairs, basically your beneficiary, can get into a whole lot of trouble real quick. So whoever you pick, make sure they understand the ramifications of a lawsuit from a promise delivered. It will not be nice. They're already dealing with the loss. They don't want to deal with her. Trust what I'm telling you. All right. Release of liability. There's a lot to this, isn't it? Bet you didn't think it was all this. And just when you leave here. All right? Yeah, everybody has to be covered. No liability. The participant or the legal representative acknowledges that the organization and its representatives, all my callers, my enrollers, me, sis, none of us are liable, shall not be liable for any adverse consequences arising from the notification of death or incapacitation. What does that mean? That sounds like legalese, doesn't it? No, it's not. In legal, simple form is when you leave here, we're not liable for anything. Nothing. The only thing I'm going to do as a CEO of a company that you participated in and waited all this time is to make sure that you finish out your journey. Okay, so if it's the third grade, you get to go from the third to the 12th. And all that goes to the family. One piece, direct to the legal representative. Trust me, it's going to be a lot. It's enough to make sure that you have a beautiful service if you're into that, or if you need the feeding tube for, I don't know, a year, it should be enough there. All right, governing law. That's pretty much cut and dry. This agreement shall be governed by and constructed in accordance with the laws of, I have to put your state. I can't put Maryland because you don't live here, except for a couple of you. You know who you are. Without regards to conflict of laws, principles. So basically, you put your state in there and the notice is governed by the laws of your state. This agreement is governed by your state. All right, entire agreement. This agreement consists of the entire understanding between the parties concerning the subject matter thereof and supersedes all prior and contemptuous agreements. So no verbals, no, okay, well, I was in before you did the agreement and that doesn't apply to me, those kind of things, and understandings, whether oral or written. See that? Oral, that's talking about, well, I joined before, you know, I knew you back when you first got online, www.aol.com. You've got mail, right? You've been with me that long. All right, in witness hereof, the parties here too have executed this notice of death agreement for participants as of the first date written here. So basically, promise delivered by your name, participant's full name, and then I have to add participant or legal representative signature. I also have to add a witness to both. So you put your name, you put your beneficiary, and you have to have a witness. That's the one that's missing off of this document. The witness is going to be sitting in the room when both of you sign this piece of paper. And all you're going to do is pull it up and type your name in there. Somebody's going to be sitting next to you while you type it in that DocuSign. When you click submit, they're going to type their little name in there as a witness. So 3 people are going to hit the keyboard. You, your rep, and the witness. That's what's missing off this document, the witness. You hit submit, I got it. Everybody's name and information is there. That's it. Like I told you, these documents are simple. This one's a little legally, because she wrote this one. I didn't break it down, but I'm gonna leave it like it is. I like it. Hope you do too. All right, any questions on the death agreement? You get the next one.
Yes, I do. I have a question.
Okay, one moment. Let me get back over there to you. Go right ahead.
All right. So at one point, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I recall you stating that our accounts could be transferred to family members in in lieu of our death. Is that correct or that's incorrect? All right. Well, that answered that right there.
Now, Team Royal's different.
Okay, that could be where I may have misunderstood.
I know it is.
All right, that makes perfect sense. Okay, cool. Thanks, Montavo.
You're welcome. And before I go to take the next question, on that death agreement for a promise delivered, make sure that whoever you put, I know this is a lot of information that you're giving away, but you have to. Somebody got to help you, because if you're gone, and it's in an e-wallet or in a bank, that money can't help no one, right? So whoever your beneficiary is should have everything you have. You can seal it on a jump drive and give it to your attorney, and when they read your will or whatever you have set up, that person, him and you or whatever, not you because you're gone, that person, an attorney, will open up the jump drive and that'll have all of the addresses. Okay, all the addresses will be there, so you go to the bank and whatever you put away while you were participating, they can use those funds. Okay, they have to have all of the passwords, usernames, everything that you have. Make a copy, put it on a jump drive. I think it's upstairs. No, there it is. This is a jump drive, okay? This is what is this? Scan disk. You push out the little 8 USB, you put it in the computer, and you can put any file you want on here. You can even do a video speaking to you. Like, if you want to talk to the people for your thing, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a video on one of these bad boys, because there's some people I'm going to cuss out before I leave here. But anyway, I'm just kidding. You can, do a video and speak it all out, and also the numbers and everything will be on here, so that they have access to it, they go get it, and all that good stuff. But to put it on paper and put it in, I wouldn't do that, because anybody can just look at that. If it's on here and only read or put it into a computer while the beneficiary is sitting right there, they can do all the transfers, they can pull it if they know about, Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, or they could just get the information, and the attorney is not going to steal it, because he would go to jail then, and you'd have proof, because you're going to take this back, but you're going to bring it to him so you can see what's on here. Make sure to put the whatever device it is, if it's a Trezor or whatever, put all the information. If it's a, whatever it is, put it in there, addresses and all. All right, got 3 more questions on this document. We'll go to the next one. Janice.
Yes, sir. When someone dies, they don't always get the death certificate in 14 days.
Okay.
So you might want to make some consideration for
That's
that.
right. You did work in that field. How long does it usually take?
Sometimes it's 4 to 6 weeks, depending if the person had an autopsy.
So be more careful. Well, I'm gonna have to revise that document. I could just take the date off.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll
that
just
might,
take the date off, because that's gonna be too complicated.
maybe ASAP, but they can let you know, because when they speak to the funeral director, they will let them know approximately when they'll get the death certificate.
Okay.
And it's not in their hands, it's in the medical examiner's hands.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, we'll have to feel around that one,
Okay.
and make sure we got it something that makes sense. So I might call on you to pick your brains.
Okay. But now, if it's a natural death, it could take a week or 2.
Okay. Natural death, week or 2, a week.
Autopsy, 6 to
Autopsy.
8 weeks.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
It is what it is. So
Yes,
we'll
sir.
figure that part out, and if they can get it right away, great. If not, then 4 to 6 weeks of commissions and things and royalties will be flying across the counter. Nothing I can do about it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Margaret.
Yes, Montalvo. How soon after we actually join A Promise Delivered does this document have to be in your hands?
Well, actually, it's part of the sign-up process. So when you get when you request your link, the first thing that's going to come in the email is your link, and then the DocuSign below it. So there'll be 5, 6 things in that email. This is why I need everyone to check spam, because I can almost guarantee you it's going to wind up in spam, because DocuSigns are links, plus the link to get into A Promise Delivered. So it's going to more likely wind up in spam.
So therefore, you would have to have somebody sitting alongside of you as a witness when you sign up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, if you need time to do that, just don't do it until you have somebody there. So let's say that you request your link tomorrow,
Right.
but your witness can't come to the house until Friday. You sign up Friday.
Right. Can the witness be anybody? Can be your husband or anybody?
Yeah, anybody.
Okay, that's right. Now, I'll be doing this process for my friend in Zimbabwe.
Correct.
So can I do that on her behalf? Everything there?
Yep.
So the same person could witness her sign her document as well as mine.
Absolutely.
Okay. Right. Okay then. Now the other one was the laws applicable in, I think it was number 7, would be New Zealand, the compliance laws would that be according to New Zealand law because it's not in a state of America?
It would be New Zealand for the country. For it won't be the state because do they do states over there?
No.
So it'll be New
Too
Zealand.
small.
Right. So it would just be the country of New Zealand, whatever their laws and applicable laws would.
Right, and hers would just be Zimbabwe, or they might, I don't know whether they have provinces over there. I'd have to find out. Whatever province she lived in.
Right.
In Zimbabwe, I have to check that. What laws is she governed by and where she lives?
You would just put in Zimbabwe and let it be. Yeah, because
Okay.
we're not going to actually pull those laws. I just need that certificate and notification. That's all. I'm trying to stay as compliant as I possibly can so that they don't have any problems with what we're doing.
Right. Okay. Okay, Mantabo, thank you very much.
All right. Jermaine?
Good evening. How are you?
Blessed and highly favored.
All right. So I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. So I hate asking this question, but it's been on my mind. And as you're on this death document, my question is, now we know already that tomorrow is not promised. Anything could happen at any given time.
Right.
God forbid. Do you have a plan in place for a promise delivered if something happens to you?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Remember one thing that I have said on many occasions, and I want to see if y'all picked it up. My attorney.
Yeah, okay.
She has everything.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Dan?
Yeah, just real quick, following up with that last question. So the beneficiary can be anyone you want and a witness as well?
Mm-hmm.
Could be your wife or daughter or whoever.
Totally up to you.
So we just have to right now plan tonight, looking forward ahead when this is going to be starting to get those people lined up.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
I would look for people like tomorrow, because like I said, all he has to do is fix the error on that card, and then he's going to turn it over to me.
Okay, very good. Thanks.
We're almost done. Lord have mercy. Somebody help me. All right, David, Drew.
Hey, Mantabo, how you doing?
Blessed. Yourself?
Oh, yeah, okay. I had a quick question. Before you had mentioned that we could sign up on our telephone because I don't have a computer. Now with this new document thing, I have a relative with a computer about half an hour, 45 minutes away. Hey, I'd have to go to his house with it because he has a computer and do the sign up there, correct? Not on a computer, not on a phone. It has to be on a computer because of these documents.
Either that or the library.
No. Well, it's very difficult because there would be no witness or beneficiary at the library. Just me by myself. But if I go to his house, he's there and other members of family.
Okay.
With his computer.
You work that out. Yeah. There you go.
No. That's why I'm asking. You know.
Well,
So I need to get to a computer to sign up. In other words, and it's best if it's the relative with the computer.
Yes.
Not on my phone, because the phone can't do the documents.
No, you're not going to be able to do. Some people will be able to because you're going to go from slot to slot, but a DocuSign basically will do your signature how you want it, and then all you have to do is click on the little thing that says sign. But there's 5 of them.
Right.
You're going to get either tied up, confused, maybe not. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say it'll be so much easier if you go to a computer.
Right. Go to a computer with the witness right there.
Yep. Or tablet. Tablet's bigger. You can see that.
Yeah. Okay, no problem. I'll figure it out. Thank you.
All right. Let me get these things, y'all. But I'm glad you're asking. Russell.
Okay. How are we doing this evening? Great. I know you are.
Absolutely.
Hey, how are we going to receive these documents?
Email.
Our promise delivered email address?
Yes.
That's simple enough. Thank you.
You're welcome. Just remember, spam. That's 5, 6 links. I guarantee you it's going to go straight to spam. All right, Tony.
Can the lawyer also be the beneficiary? Can it be just the one person?
You have to have a beneficiary and a witness. The secretary could come in and witness it.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Good?
Yeah.
Any other questions? Anybody else before I go to the next one?
One more question for me. Will you have more than one slot for additional beneficiaries?
Well, it's only one account, so if you have multiple beneficiaries.
I just have 2, so I would like for it to be split 50-50.
Right. So all you do is put the names on, squeeze them in there and put 50-50 on the
Okay. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Or you could just do at the bottom an extra line and put the other baby there, 50-50 split between.
Okay, I can do that.
All right. No, you won't be able to write a line on it because it's a DocuSign. It's already, call me and I'll make one for you.
Thank you.
Matter of fact, I'll just make one for you and then email it to you. You'll have it.
Perfect.
Right.
That'll work.
Cool. And then everybody else will have their own. So you'll need 1, 2, 4 of them, and one yours would have 2 or 3 names on it. We'll have to talk. All right. Marquetta.
Good evening, Montavo. How are you?
Blessed and highly favored.
Actually, I would like to do a 50-50 split with beneficiaries as well. I have 2.
Okay, so I'm going to have to add another document.
Okay.
Seems like this is just a family. I'm sure there's going to be more people that need more than one beneficiary. So I'll just make that. I'll edit that document.
All right, cool. All right, thank you.
There'll be an extra document that will have up to 4. That's 25% each. 4 beneficiaries, 25% each. So you can do the 50-50 by just doing 2 lines. A portion of 75, 25, 3 times, or whatever. Okay, it'll be 25% on each line, and you just put the name.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, next document. Share. All right, for all my slick ones. For all my ones that think you can get around something. This is an apple tree switch from hell. Perjury agreement for falsifying information. Why do I have a document like that? Well, let's talk about it. This perjury agreement for falsifying information agreement is entered into on the date that we launched by and for organization. Falsifying information, acknowledgement. The participant acknowledges that providing false, misleading, or fraudulent information to the organization, its representatives, or any related entities is strictly prohibited. Consequences. Now, I can tell you right now, this has been updated. The participant understands that any false information provided may result in legal action, removal from participation in a promise delivered, and potential criminal charges. Yes, I will press charges. And up to the part that's not in here, 5 years in, incarceration, whether it be city or state, you're going away. These monies and this information, this whole process is to better and fulfill people's abundance. If you or anyone else in your circle wants to defraud a promise delivered, trust when I tell you I'm coming, and it ain't gonna be nice. I'm not trying to scare anyone. I'm serious about this. Sworn statement. By signing this agreement, the participant affirms under penalty of perjury that all information provided to the organization, whether written or verbal, is truthful and accurate to the best of their knowledge. That's on all agreements when it comes to perjury. Compliance with law, compliance obligation. The participant agrees to comply with all state and federal laws and regulations related to perjury and providing false information. You can get up to 15 years in some states. I think it's Nevada. Release of liability, same thing. None of us are going to be held responsible for what you send in. You send in a lie, you're going to get the apple tree from hell, because I'm going to press charges. Governing law, same thing, by your state. Entire agreement, pretty much same thing. In witness of, same thing, you're going to sign it and your participant full name. Okay, just you. There's no other signatures needed. Now, this should be really self-explanatory. Is there any question? If you have a question, go ahead and ask. So everybody understands you'll get the apple tree from hell if you come in here with some lies. Okay, clear enough. Let me go to the last one, and we'll be done for this evening, I think. Did we do all 5 of them? No, we got 2 more. All right, this one is pretty much the same thing, but on a different wavelength. Like I said, this really depends on what happens with the Orange Man when he takes over. There's been some things that he said he was going to do. We'll have to wait and see. But until that happens, this agreement stands. And as soon as it comes up, you'll see what I'm talking about. And this is why when we do those LLCs, you have to, not kinda, not sorta, you have to register them. Simply because those LLCs will be receiving income. This is a pledge agreement to pay state and federal taxes. All right, same entry, pledge agreement to pay state and federal taxes between you and I, the date, tax obligations. Tax pledge, the participant hereby pledges their commitment to fulfill all state and federal tax obligations as required by the relevant tax authorities in accordance with applicable tax laws and regulations. What does that mean? That means wherever you live, how you pay taxes, like out of your check, you got to pay out of this. So when you start receiving those $50 a day at the end of the week, you have what you would call a paycheck. Whatever your state amount is that you pay in taxes, just subtract it from that amount. If it's 6%, you subtract 6% from $340. Put that money in a different account and let it sit there. Just let it sit there. That's your taxes on that week's pay for that business. Okay? Some businesses can do write-offs. So those amounts that pile up over here, you can say, well, I did my business out of the house, so I can write off some of the electricity out of that money. You'll take it to the back office, to the tax people. They'll explain how to do it. That's what you're paying for. Use it. Payment responsibility. The participant acknowledges that they are responsible for ensuring that they comply with all state and federal tax requirements, including filing tax returns, making timely tax payments, and keeping accurate records. All of the stuff you would do normally, you're going to do for that LLC, you're going to do for your position under your name, and so on and so forth. All right? You scroll down a little bit more. You're going to give yourself a headache over there. Tax compliance, filing and payment. The participant shall diligently and in good faith prepare and file all required state and federal tax returns and make all tax payments in compliance with the applicable laws and regulations of your state. Needs to be there because they're not all the same. Each state is different. You will find out in what that do what you need to do. Accuracy. The participant shall ensure the accuracy of all tax filings, including the proper reporting of income. If you got $6,000, don't say you got 4. Money has moved from one location to the other. They can track those movements. Oh, but we're using crypto. Yeah, and they can track any movement. When money comes into an account, they see it. If it goes out of the account, they see it. That's the Basel III. Basel IV. All transactions are transparent. Now, tracking crypto is not all the way in yet. Don't think for a second that, okay, you got the big man that wants crypto, you have the VP that wants crypto. It's eventually going to get tracked. Ain't no way around it. But if the proper laws are in place with these individuals, you should have nothing to worry about. You're going to a digital currency anyway, so it is what it is. I just want all of you safe. I want all of you compliant. And I want to make sure all of you stay out of that box. They call it a 9x9. Okay, let's stay out of there. Now, let me finish and then we'll speak on what I'm hearing. Penalties and interest. Responsibility. The participant understands and acknowledges that any penalties, and there shouldn't be any because you're paying your taxes, interest, or other charges resulting from late or incorrect tax filings, you shouldn't have that because you can use the back office to file tax, or payments shall be their responsibility. It's on you. Remember the no liability? Don't come to me talking about, well, they coming after me for $20,000. Well, you better hurry up and dig up some daisies. Okay, payment. The participant shall promptly pay any such penalties. On you. All right. Last page. Compliance with law. Compliance obligations. The participant agrees to comply with all state, not all states, your state, I need to change that, and federal tax laws and regulations. Pretty much, cut and dry. Cooperation. The participant shall cooperate fully with the organization, that's us, and your cooperation is filing your taxes, to provide any information or documentation necessary to ensure compliance with state and federal law obligations. Default and remedies. Default. In the event of default by the participant, there is no default. But I had to put it in a document and say that you read it. And a participant fulfilling their state and federal tax obligations, the participant shall take immediate corrective actions to rectify the default. Pay your taxes, y'all. I'm not bringing no cigarettes, and I'm not putting no money on your books. So if you don't want to have a hard time on the yard, you better take care of your taxes. Remedies. The participant acknowledges that any failure to rectify and default in a timely manner may result in legal actions. fines, penalties, and other consequences imposed by tax authorities, not me. Notice I put it on them. They're gonna come get you, not me. That's why you're signing this thing. Governing law. This agreement shall be governed by and constructed in accordance with the laws of your state, goes there, without regard to its conflict of law principles. Entire agreement basically hereof and with your signature. That's it. Any, bunch of questions already. We got it, Karen?
Yes, Matava, will we be getting a 1099 from A Promise Delivered?
Yep.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Michael?
You don't see my hand, Montavo?
Oh, I didn't see it. I'm sorry. Go right ahead.
No, we'll let Michael go first, and then I'll step in.
Okay, Michael?
Yeah, just a couple things. Yeah, we talked about this several months ago, and I just wanted to remind you and see what's relevance to you. When you're doing the crypto, there are programs out there. Just for an example, one called Coin Ledger that can track all your transactions by you feeding in to all the exchanges into their software, and also and it'll kind of run it down. And also keep in mind, most people think that if there's a rumor going around that as long as you're inside and you're just trading cryptocurrency, you don't have to declare that, but that's a falsehood.
Yes.
If you trade inside, that's technically you're selling, for example, Bitcoin to buy to purchase over to XRP. That is a sale. So keep that in mind. All those transactions can be crossed. The only one I can come up with right now is the one called Coin Ledger, but there's 2 or 3 I've looked over in the last 6 months that are supposed to be doing the same thing.
Right. Well, my thing is, thank you, Michael. Appreciate it.
You betcha. Thank you.
Here really is, this is an opportunity literally of a lifetime. And if we feel that you don't have to pay taxes, like I said, the orange man may come up with something where this is all mute and this whole document will go away. I'm hoping he follows through. Okay, there should only be one tax, a percentage across the board, period. All this other stuff is man-made. But yeah, hopefully he does that. If not, pay your tax. Just get the little percentage out of each time you move something. You already know 12th grade is $9,000. You think you can move $9,000 and not pay no taxes? All right, play and see what happens. Sean.
Do you know if the tax experts in the back office know how to apply this stuff to a private or state citizen?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, the guy that does that is really, really good. He's one of the top notch. He's expensive, but it is what it is.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Absolutely. David.
Yeah, Matavo. Yeah, quick question. A while ago, you mentioned state taxes, but I'm here in Florida, so it's only federal we have to worry about. And the same thing applies. Put aside some money.
Yeah, for federal, whatever it is, whatever you have to pay.
Okay, yeah, I understand.
Okay.
Yeah, not everybody lives in a state where we don't have state income tax, so where they don't state income tax. I'm just blessed.
Yep, you are.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye. Thank you.
All right, Muriel.
Okay, how you doing, Mr. Lewis?
Blessed.
I have one question. When we receive the email, how long do we have to submit the paperwork? And the reason why I'm asking that is because my beneficiary lives like 2 hours from where I live. So I have to make some kind of arrangements.
Yeah,
but
so just like I was telling Margaret, so let's say that you get your invite, you get your call, and you go through all the process. You get ready to go in. You're getting ready to sign up. Let's say that you get called tomorrow.
Okay.
Your signer is 2 hours away. You need time to call them. You need time to get together, meet halfway, hour in between. You know, so you set that up. That's on you.
Mm-hmm.
You're already approved to join. When you join is when you have everything in place.
Okay.
So to say that the easiest way, if you get your link tomorrow, but it takes you till Saturday to get next to that person, then you'll sign up Saturday.
Okay.
It's not going to interfere with anything because people are moving through the system nonstop.
Okay.
When you join,
Mm-hmm.
that's the beauty. Watch this, y'all. That's the beauty of a promise delivered. It don't stop.
Okay. Thank you for the information, Mr. Lewis.
You're welcome. Margaret.
Unmuted. Yes, Montalvo, the tax in New Zealand, I'm pretty sure that they don't tax you on cryptocurrency until you sell it. You put it in your bank account. So I guess I would just have to sign the document and make it applicable to New Zealand law, and then do some investigations after that about what tax I would be liable for. It would be paid in New Zealand, wouldn't be paid in the States, would it?
Right. Correct. You have to pay the country or whatever it is where you live. Just, you know, they're going to want a piece. So just make sure you cover your butt and pull it out, whatever you're getting or doing. Make sure you get that portion and put it somewhere.
Yes, just in case. When I pull, whatever I pull out of I Promise Delivered, I just take a portion of that and put it aside.
Correct.
Because we might still be paying taxes long after you guys over there have finished. Because our government,
hopefully
our government might be the same. Yeah, the other thing was, how long do we have to, is there a time limit on how long we get to sign up once we receive our link? It might take me a few days to get somebody to, the beneficiary to be here. So does it matter if it's a few days?
When you get your link, you're approved to come in. So whenever you have everybody together, you have all your documents, you have everything ready to go, whatever date that is that you come in is your entry date.
Okay, so the date that is it time stamped when I get my link? No?
No, because once you go into the system has its own environment. The timestamps are on the spreadsheet, so I make sure I get with who came first, second, third, and last, and all that.
Right. Okay.
Once you go into a promise delivered, there is no more timestamp.
Right. Okay. Right then. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Toronto.
I live in Atlanta. My beneficiary is in Las Vegas.
Ooh-wee. So let me think about it.
All right.
You would have to have your beneficiary on the phone. So you'd have to call me, have them on the phone. As long as I hear them say it's okay to put their name on it, then you can go ahead and do it.
All right.
I don't want to make this, incredibly difficult, but I do need it to be, you're going to have to read it to them so they know what they're getting their name put on and all that. I'll let you do that part, but as long as they say yes, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, that's my only child.
I understood that from the second you said it.
Yeah.
Matava, may I offer a suggestion?
Go
Would
ahead.
it be possible to do like a video conference?
No, because it'll be on their screen. They could share screen and do it. I could do that, but it still would be, he would be signing it for them. So it's going to wind up the same result. We could jump on and they can read it themselves along with us. You know, whatever makes them comfortable, whatever he's comfortable. I get it. You know, I'll make that, you know, call on anyone who needs it, because I know people live in different places. All right, so when you get your link, call me. We'll get that done.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Martha.
Oh, Montalvo, my question is, once we start the sign-up process, do we have to complete it all at one sitting, or can we go in and out?
One sitting.
Okay. I was just trying to figure out how to get a witness without them knowing all this stuff that I don't want them there with all this stuff that I'm doing. I mean, I want to be the beneficiary, but right now I don't want them to know everything involved. You know what I mean?
Call me when you get your link.
Okay.
Amanda.
Good evening, Matava.
Good evening.
My question is, hypothetically, how would this affect the 75 people, the testers, if they all going in? Will all of the documentation and everything have to be done before they end their testing, or how would that affect them?
So basically, it's going to work the same. If they have to, when I start the 75, if some of those people have to get with somebody or whatever, they can do that. They can get their link, and let's say that they gotta, you know, get somebody on the phone or call a couple people or whatever. When you have everybody in one place, then you start the process to sign up. If there's a situation like Toronto, then call me when you get your link and we'll get through it. But we don't want to, you know, get a link out and it take 9 days to get it done. Okay. So this is kind of an urgent thing, and I want everybody to treat it as such. And when, you know, once I get the software and go through the little training that I'm going to go through, and you get that big email, remember, everybody's going to get the big email first, just to let you know it's launched. Then after that, the 75 are going to be the first people contacted. So when you see the big email, start calling people. Hey, I need you to hold on your phone for the next couple of days or so. I may be calling you. Or start, you know, figuring out, once you see the big email, then that's to let you know that it's launched or pre-launched. That's when you start finding your people. Or you can start tonight, because you know it's coming. We are definitely going to launch. So start finding your people tonight or tomorrow. It's already 10 o'clock or 10 till. Good?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hold on, David. Patricia.
Hi, Montalvo. I'm in the same situation. Mine's is out of town too, so I'll have to call you. Okay.
When you get your link.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, David.
Yeah, Montalvo. Yeah, quick question. That other lady before, the beneficiary that I have in mind is in the same household with the computer and the witness. You know, but I don't want the beneficiary knowing that, you know, that they're a beneficiary, because I would have to go over everything that we've gone through. So I want to keep it private.
Okay.
So my situation is a little bit different.
All right. So you guys that are putting these people in stuff that they have no idea, I think for what is involved here, all the secrecy needs to, you got to figure that out. Because if they're a beneficiary, they need to know what they're a beneficiary of. If they don't know what they're a beneficiary of and you leave here, then that money is just sitting somewhere, doing nothing for no one. If it's a surprise gift, no, not with this. There's too much involved to make it a gift. There's too much information that is required to make it a gift. You want to get them a gift, get them, something off of one of those grades and give them that. But this requires acknowledgement, signing documents, being accountable for certain things and processes. Okay, so do not gift this at all. It's too much involved. All right, Margaret.
I'm just thinking, with my friend in Zimbabwe, her daughter lives in Zimbabwe, and she's her beneficiary. So how could I perhaps get her to go online and get into the document and get her daughter to? She lives in a different part of Zimbabwe, so it's not easy for them to get together.
Call me when you get their link, when you get ready to sign them up.
Okay, so I'll call you when I get her link. Okay, thank you.
When you get her link, call me.
Okay, thank you.
Sent to you.
Right.
All right. All right. One more document to go. Is that all the questions on this before I leave it? Pledge. Taxes. Everybody's good on that? All right. Let me go to the last one. This is where let me let it get up first. All right, so as you see here, this is the background check. This is where you're going to put in information that's going to allow a third party, not me. I have a company that does that, which is a subscription, by the way. You put your information in a document, they check it, done. It's either you are who you say you are or not. Now, the background check consists of a social. That's how a promise delivered is going to keep it to one position per person. Now, not everybody has a social, I understand that, but whatever you have, when you put your zip code in there and your address, it's going to know what you should be putting in that box. Okay? It's not going to be a social if you live in Zimbabwe. It's not going to be a social if you live in New Zealand. Whatever you put in the box over there for ID, you're going to put in that box. And it's going to say, yes, this is Margaret, good to go, go forth. This document states and lets you know, I'm not going to read it, it's basically pretty much the same as all the rest. But it's telling you about the criminal history, if you are, sex offender registry, all of that. It's going to check you out. They do it all. They check it all. If you have any hits, they're going to bring it to my attention, and we have to have a conversation. All right. But the fact of the matter is, this is how I'm going to keep it to one position per person. This information off of this document verifies one position in a promise delivered. So all the sneaky beaks, all the folks that want to try to, get around the system, nope, stops right here. And you have to sign it. And then there's going to be a questionnaire on the website that is not kept in our data. So what information you put in there goes to the organization that does background checks. That's what they do. I didn't want to get into that, so I got a subscription. You put your information in, they say thumbs up, you can get your link. That's pretty much all this is saying. And you are agreeing to have your background checked. One position, you're going to get this document so you can read it. All right, I'm getting tired. That's why I don't want to read it. Your name, participant signature. All right, print, right. All right, any questions on the background check? Dan?
Yeah, mine's not on the background check. It's on that last form, if I can ask it.
Okay, so let me see if I can reshare screen. I'll bring it back up to the top. It should pop in any second. Looking at background check submittal agreement.
Yeah, I was asking about pledge to pay taxes. So anyway, it seems like a few weeks ago you had sent something, you had talked to us about sending something out about a new federal law on taxes that we should sign or look into that or ask our accountant if we should sign it.
No, that was for the LLCs. They're making it so that you have to submit your LLCs to the government so they can see who has a business. Basically, what that's about is they want to put their fingers in your pot. But that's why I said the Orange Man is going to change all that stuff and pretty much wipe out all of them. Hopefully, he does them all, but it is what it is. But that's what that was about. I think it's OMI document, but it'll be
BOIR.
BOIR. Thank you. That document is for all of us because we're all getting LLCs. So I already asked corporate; they said fill it out. So
And where do we get that document?
it'll be on the website.
Oh, it'll be on your website? Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. It'll be up probably by Friday. There's going to be there's going to be some pages added. One for the, it'll be on the same page with the video on how to get your LLC. It'll be right below it. After, getting your LLC, go ahead and fill this out so they know you just got a business. Because you're going to start making money with it. They want their piece. That's why there's that document that you have to pay tax. That's all it is. They want taxes out of it.
Montalvo, they can also go on to FinCEN, FINCEN. That's an acronym for the government, and it'll have a board report right there on the top right side.
Okay. Like I said, that'll be on the website.
Okay.
Jermaine, I saw you pop up for a second and left.
Yes, I did. I wanted to say something, but I'm gonna find a video for you. You do not have to do that form again. It has been done away with. It's been, they took it to courts. They won, and the government is trying to appeal it, but it's been suspended. So you do not need to fill out that form, just for the sake of confusion for your members.
Right, less
I
confusion.
will not do it. You do not have to do it, but you can do your own due diligence, okay?
Thank you. I'll take
But
it.
I'll send you the video tomorrow so you can see it.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, the less confusion we go forward with that's my thing. I want this simple. I want it quick. And I'd like to make sure that everyone is happy with what we have already talked about and what we're doing here. It's important that everything is done right. So when a promise delivered pops out, it stays out. And a lot of people get blessed with it. That's my objective here. Any questions on the background check? All right. Let me stop the recording. This is crazy long.
Mutav, I have a question.
Yes.
Regarding about the background check. How long will it process take on a background check, and will we have to wait for it to be processed before it continues on?
Yes. Within about 8 minutes. Once you put social in there, that's really all they need, or whatever identifying numbers, because I got to stop saying social because everybody doesn't use a social. A promise delivered is international, so whatever numbers, letters, pictures you use for your ID over there or wherever you are, is what they'll request. When you put it in, it's going to tell a promise delivered that Karen is good, or Karen Gilliard passed, or she is who she says she is. It'll open up into the application for promise delivery.
Gotcha. All right, thank you.
All righty.
Motavo, real fast, this is David.
Go ahead.
Hello? Yeah, no. Oh, I know a long time ago we agreed that I should, from whenever I do paperwork, it has to be in my legal name, Albert David Drew. But I do always sign for years now, David Drew. Keep it that way, correct? Legally, Albert David Drew, but signature can be David.
Don't do no nicknames. Don't do no.
No, legally, just legal.
Whatever's on your legal documents, put that in the documents. Put that in the.
Exactly. Thank you.
All right. Alan.
Yes. When it comes to beneficiary and AP promise delivered, all right, everybody gets one position in their name. So something happens to you, the beneficiary takes over the account, correct?
No.
No.
The beneficiary will handle or receive what's left out of that wherever you pass away at. Like, let's say that you pass on the third grade. Depending on if it's a natural, it's 30, I think, I'll get the dates or the time spans for whatever. If it's a natural death, you have this time. If it's a autopsy death, you have this time. But that beneficiary is going to hold down that position until the death certificate is produced. Once it's produced, the name will be pulled, and wherever it is, it'll stop from that spot down to the 12th grade. Once it hits the 12th grade, it's gone. Everything is then withdrawn out of the back office. But whatever was going to your bank, whatever was going in your wallet, whatever was going in your debit card, that beneficiary needs that information so they can go collect it all up so they can send you home.
Right, but after that 12th level,
that's it.
That
Done.
whole position. Yeah, that's where what I was understanding you to say, because I thought I remembered earlier when you were first talking about the promise delivered, you said you can will it.
No.
You know.
Nope.
I must have heard that wrong. Okay.
Yeah, I may have said that at first, but for what is there, absolutely not. Nope. This is set up for the individual that's participating.
Okay. Also, you said 24 hours, the bonuses that are in there are gone if you don't get in there within 24 hours from the email. My understanding, obviously, that all 12 levels, the monetary remunerations are set and definitive on each level. So I'm assuming the bonuses are not monetary. What are they? Products?
You'll have to wait and see, won't you?
Oh, okay. All right.
Everybody's on that microwave mentality. You want to know right now, right?
No, I didn't know you said they're bonuses. I just wondering what could that be? I didn't think of the money, but it could be.
It could be. You'll see when you open that email.
Yeah, that's not really an important, serious question. I was just wondering.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but that's cool. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Motavo, how would we change a beneficiary?
Call me.
Okay.
Geronimo?
No question. I thought my hand was down.
Okay, I'll lower it. I got you. Andrea?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm driving and I'm trying to cover up my iPad so I could just listen without the light shining in my face and, you know, cause an issue. But I just stopped at a light and you called me at the right time. But I have 3 questions. One is, what is the age, the youngest that we could use, beneficiary or a witness? That's my first question. So I'll stop there and let you answer.
Legal age for that, because they have to be able to sign a contract.
So as long as they're 18 or over.
Yeah, beneficiary can receive at whatever age, but a witness has to be contract signable. So any age for beneficiary, but that witness, you have to be able to sign a contract.
Okay. All right. My next question is for witness or whoever we need to be signing. I know that you said that you could do a video to confirm the beneficiary. Is that what you said?
No, so with the video, like, let's say that, you know, you want to say a certain thing to certain people. But if you're gone, you can't say nothing to nobody. But if you record it, you know,
No,
it's,
not that. That's a different thing. When I'm sorry to cut you off, but that part I understood. The part that I was wondering was, you said that you could get on the phone with I forgot the gentleman's name, who said his son is in Vegas, and then someone else brought up someone else that's out of state or wherever, and you said you could get on a video with them. That's just for the beneficiary?
yes.
Okay, so can we have a video witness?
If that witness is okay with the information they're witnessing, yes.
Okay. And then I had a third question, but I just forgot it. Tag nabbit.
Ginkgo biloba.
Okay, I will come back on if I remember it.
All right.
Thank you very much. Okay.
You're welcome. All right. We have come to, I guess we don't need to do Q&A. The whole call was Q&A. In the next day or two, I should have the software in my hands. Like I said, I have to get a little bit of training myself on how to work with it, how to use it, and all that good stuff. So if everything clears by tomorrow, I will prepare the email. Now, please pay attention to this part. The email that I'm going to send is the email that I have been wanting to send for 3.5 years. It will be the announcement and the pre-launch of A Promise Delivered. There are 75 people that are going to be the pre-launch testers. All of you really are the pre-launch testers. So from the 75 all the way down to the whole list of green next and then white last is all preload or pre-launch. The back office will be opened up at the end of the green. So 75, you have to sit still. The first part of green, the middle part of green, you got to sit still. I already know the next question I'm going to hear. Well, what about the 4th grade? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. When I open the back office, all you have to do is catch up. You'll already have it, okay? It'll already be there. So all you have to do is go to Team Royal, request your link and all that and so forth and so on. You'll already have what you need to take care of it. It's going to be sitting there looking at you. Some of you is going to drive you up the wall, seeing numbers in the back office and can't get them. Just be patient. Because once we get to the end of the white or end of the green, it's going to go live. The white, I think, is close to 350 people. They'll get first option at a week, 1 week, because the invite's going to go to the whole group because there's no advance payment or anything. It's just be open to you. You have 1 week to join. After that week is over, I'm going to have a conversation with 2 people, 2 leaders, very large groups. Now you can either be in front of that or behind it, totally up to you. After the teams get their notice to come in, there will be enough funds in a promise deliverance account to pay for the commercial for or with KOD Network. That commercial will explain everything from the front to the end of both platforms and how they intermix. And that's the commercial that's going to go out across the United States. This network touches both coasts and north and south. They have people in stations everywhere. Then they go around the world. They're international. And each country that they send it to, that commercial will be speaking in their language. Zero confusion. At that point, all of you should be semi-millionaires. Seriously. So when I say it's nothing like you've seen before, and the simplicity of it makes it difficult to not say too much. All you have to do is follow the steps. Don't try to create nothing new. Just follow the steps. It's written out. It's in video format. We're going to have a call until I have to go dark. And I might as well talk about that before I go off or get off the call.